Log recording, 5:18 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's still June 10th, 2023. Yeah, this is the diary of the griever named John Weaver, which would be me. I sent a letter to a friend who's lost his stepdad down in Terris. You're on the internet, and you also need to cruise. You know this guy. He's got a long history with his stepdad. I still call him his dad. He had a biological dad, stepbrother to both his dads. And I was wondering how come I was so damn off today. But I was off. I was feeling it, and I was feeling kind of depressed about it because I didn't realize what was going on until I checked on the internet and I saw his letter in there, and it's like, oh great. It's like God's on a warpath or something like that to gather all the good souls he certainly can, because something's coming down, and I'm seeing a friend, an online friend, getting another visit from their old griever, from the rim. Well, you know, the guy with the scythe. The one that has to do the escort duty all the time between here and heaven. My channel is about me doing the grieving, about me feeling the pain, expressing it, telling people about it, going through my own experiences, anything and everything about it. And I feel helpless when I see good people going through this stage. I read about it constantly on social media pages, including Facebook. There's many grieving pages of different sorts out there, and people still trying to express it, deal with it, even dealing with the anniversaries. The long-term anniversaries are a pain in the butt to a lot of people out there, and they have the pain, they have confusion, they're crying. On some occasions they can't just stop it. And I had to keep counseling them in a way. And the disclaimer is, I am no counselor. I am no lettered academia in any field. I am going through my own grieving process ever since I was 4 years old. So I know what death is like on both sides. And it's the most uncomfortable, embarrassing, soul-wrenching experience to go through. Some people actually experiences with great enthusiasm and great joy, and they want us to celebrate and party hardy. I was never the one trying to do that in the first place. Every time there was a death in the family, and it was a long time ago, I had to keep my emotions in check because I had to be part of those stoic people just trying to keep the appearance alive and keep the experience, just to keep the strength going on for people, and then deal with my own pain in my own way. Which wasn't at all just hype damn thing in the first place. Let the subconscious deal with it. I had to deal with the conscious, I had to deal with the living, I had to keep functioning, I had to keep working. And people always kept wondering how come I was so out of it all the time, or how come I was so strange and different and separated and alone all the time. Yeah, well, when you have death doing that to yourself, originally had a kid, I mean, it does change a person's perspective and everything. So when I'm hearing people are going through death, yeah, I feel it. I've been feeling it. I've been feeling it a lot more since losing my mother, but then it exasperated when I lost my brother, and then the anniversaries would come up regarding my mother, and then the anniversary of 5 years coming up in September for my brother. So yeah, I'm not exactly what they consider normal these days, or trying to behave normal these days. I'm a recluse. I wish I could be out there, outgoing, and trying to enjoy what's the last vestiges of life that has given me. But unfortunately, what I'm doing here is staying in an emotional and physical crematorium or mortuary, or whatever they would call it, because I'm tending to the dead right now. I'm tending to the memories, to the feelings, to the depression, to the grieving, to the mourning. I am the griever. I am the griever, named John Weaver. I am grieved because now that's all I do. I mean, I'll go to academia. I'll go to the college campus. Next 2 semesters I'll be out, and after that I don't know what happens. But I have to focus on each semester on getting through the classes, focusing on the work, because that's what helps me get through the grieving on some occasions anyway. But it hasn't had that much of an effect, unfortunately, in the last year or 2. I had to take time because the grieving had gotten so damn bad. I had to seek counseling for it. And if people have seen my channel, they know I don't like the medical professional all that much. I had people using me for a lab rat, and I don't like being a lab rat anymore. I'm going to be getting all these damn inoculations and immunizations and talking to fine, but I have to do it on my own terms, not theirs. Probably too late, but you know. When I see a guy like Don, who's been trying to keep his energy up, trying to show something of a positive situation, and he's trying to emotionally downplay what's going on inside of him after he heard about it. You know, I know the sharp fire was like, and then the dull sensation afterwards, and then the survival mode, and his brain has to kick in. Where is he at? What's he have to do? What does he need to do? What's the situation at that point? He was on vacation trying to have a good time, and he'd hoped he'd have enough time to deal with his stepfather, or his father, and to have the rest of the relatives at home to deal with it while he's out. I know he's got... He's feeling guilty at this time. He's also feeling the survivor's guilt. He shouldn't be having a good time. He should be over there. But the thing is, I have to look at it in one way. His stepfather wanted him to be there. I know he's going to rush and break off things and come right back home, and his energy level is going to be so damn screwed up right now it's not even funny. A lot of people are going to be talking about it. But to talk about it in this brutally honest way, he said, you should be ashamed of yourself. I said, I'm not ashamed of death, damn it, I've been there. Heaven may be a gorgeous place for people who have actually been through the damn pearly gates. I hadn't even been up to that point. I got denied that thing 3 times as a young kid, 4 years old, open heart chest surgery. You don't lose that kind of feeling and that fear and that terror. And waking up, and then you have to deal with the pain of life every single damn day. And realizing you may not be good enough to go into heaven during that time because God had other plans. That's the thing. God had the other plans. He was calling the shots. Not me. Sure as hell not Don. Don had to be where he had to be. Don had to be where he had to be. And I doubt God would leave Don in the cold like this. I've been through a lot of near misses and almost situations where I've lost my life again, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm lucky, I'm blessed, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm not happy, I'm not doing a happy dance or a joyful dance and saying, yeah, the guy's in heaven, he's going to have a party time and everything's going to be great like that. No, because I have to deal with the reality of down here in the mortal world where the heart is already torn apart into itty-bitty pieces at this point over here. And you still have to function by putting in the veneer and the facade to show people that theoretically you're okay, but inside, you're broken, man. You're broken. You hate to say it to anybody, you hate to show it to everybody. Because grieving and in pain is not the thing you show to people left and right. You want to show them that you're still doing fine. When you're a miserable, sorry son of a sea dog at this point over here. took me a hell of a long time and a hell of a long while just to get into this kind of particular situation. And people say, you're just a crybaby, you're just this, you can't get over it, you're stuck. No, I woken up to a reality. I had been stuck for a hell of a long while and not feeling real inside. Not really happy. Not truly happy. Not truly being alive. Just a damn falsified thing walking around. And people wondered how come I isolated like crazy. No, I isolated. Because I couldn't deal with life, and I couldn't deal with death, I couldn't deal with anything. Nobody ever talked to me about it. Nobody ever said a word about the damn thing. But this is reality. This is my reality. I woke up. My brother's gone. It was just like that. My brother wakes me up after strokes in his head, made him almost a useless vegetable. Couldn't speak right. Aphasia was kicking his ass, and he couldn't move as much. And then he's moving barely, but he's getting to a chair and he's telling me, John, I need your help. I need an ambulance. My finger was on the phone like crazy, calling 911, and I'm looking at him, just monitoring his condition. And I had to make sure that their rest of the apartment was cleared out so they can get a Stokes over here. And I already had my gear ready to go. And as I'm loading it up into the ambulance, they're trying to fight on him. And as the ambulance is rolling from Roseman all over to Lancaster, which is about 11 to 15 miles between here to the nearest hospital, they're fighting like crazy. I get outside the ambulance when we arrived at the emergency bay, and I'm going over through the pedestrian emergency area. Security checks me out, and I'm going in there, and then I have to wait a few minutes. And then they bring me in to see a dead body. I wasn't going to see my brother's dead face. But I was going to be yelling and screaming at a damn corpse. I was at security throw me out. I was in shock, I was in fear, I was in panic, I was in pure terror. What the hell do I do now? And my brain had to kick me into automatic. And put me in an automatic survival mode. Contact people. Get help. Because I sure as hell can't deal with it alone. Next thing in the next couple of weeks, I'm dealing with my brother's ashes, resting over here. It's bad enough when I had to go to different places that my brother went to let people know, so-called friends, family, so-called friends and family, of what the hell happened. And then after that, nothing. So yeah, in my own experience, I have experienced I have felt the shutout. So-called friends and family, and I know how that feels. And that does leave me a bit of anger right there. Again, so it would have been nice to get the friends and family to help me out with just an emotional support call or two, just to see how the hell I was doing. Ew. That didn't work. I had to struggle. I had to find what the hell I wanted to do, what I needed to do. I had to struggle at keeping a roof over the head, struggle with the bills, struggle with the rent, struggle with a bug war, which I'm still fighting. And yeah, I could be angry at a hell of a lot of people and snipe and snarl at them, but I'm looking at them. And I'm still trying to enjoy something of life. Just even breathing, just waking up in the morning and still existing, even though I got pain left and right. I know what it's like, and I'm learning more and more. I know what it was like to shut off my emotions and shut people and everything else away while I was dealing with it, because I'd see my family do the same thing, and family before them and other people doing the same thing. You get into grieving, you get isolated. Where's the huddle? What huddle? That's a fallacy. I'd seen it. I also seen it when a surrogate mother of mine died. She was a friend. Her family had been with my family for about 50 years, or about 40 years. And we were tight as a were. When their mother died, it seemed like our bonds were breaking. And couldn't deal with it anymore. Couldn't deal with it. She died months after my mama died in 2013. So we never did speak to each other ever again. Very rarely. But they live in their own little world. And I'm here. And where's the family? Where's the friends? I know what it's like to be shoved and isolated. But I wanted to help out a guy. I wanted to help and take away his pain, his suffering. I wanted to take it home. And maybe that's crazy of me to say that. Maybe that's insane for me to say that. I wanted to wrap this guy up in the tightest bear hug I can give him. And I keep telling him, you ain't alone, pal. We're in this together. You want to talk about your pain? Let's talk. You want to talk about the grieving? Let's talk. You want to talk about anything else regarding it? Let's talk. You just want to cry on me? Let's do it. Let's share each other's pain. Somewhere in there, maybe we can find the strength. Maybe we can find the strength to find the joy in life again. That I know you're getting strained and that you're losing out on. I wish I could tell him a lot. That he's gone through a lot. He's gone through more suffering physically than I have. And he's still struggling over the past 5 years. He's got the physical maladies that keep popping up, that keeps haunting his ass. And he's still trying to smile his way through it. And we need guys like him sometimes. He's in pain, he's suffering, and he's trying to smile like crazy, trying to tell people what's going on, but I'm trying to tell him it's okay to break down and cry like a sorry son of a sea dog. And it has to be okay one of these here days for me to smile and laugh. Because of times happening these days or memories. And memories to me are double-edged swords that usually stab me all over the damn place. I get triggers left and right concerning about home health and, not health, home, family, and hearth. I see hugging, and you know what? It sets me off inside. It tells me that I miss that. I mean, if I could talk to him right now and say, Todd, please, if I can't come there physically to squeeze the living crap out of you, Shrek would probably say, squeeze out your eyeballs and make them into jelly. To you, my friend. To you, my best friend. Yeah. Past these roller coasters, God.